Shall we start? Okay, I think we discussed basic HTML syntax, how to create web page with say paragraphs, text formatting, tables, and I think the last time we discussed how to insert a form to the web page, right? So I think I hope. By the way, I have uploaded the recording the last session. I think some of you have watched that, right? So anyway, so we'll continue from that uh, point, but we have stopped formatting, right? I think we could discuss this formatting part, right? So today we are going to discuss how to format our web page using CSS, right? So I think we discussed some basic formattings using HTML syntax, right? So let's see how to do this formatting using a CSS, right? So yeah, just I take one, yeah, this up, yeah. So this is one web page that we have create. I think now you can see my screen. Is it okay? Can you all? I think now you can see my screen. Is it okay?
Okay,
Yes, sir,
okay.
it's
Okay,
okay.
okay, right. So here I format the my web page using HTML syntax. So here I do the alignments, right? And here I set the background color, right? So once I open this one, so this is my the first, yeah, this one, right? So this one. So now today we are going to discuss how to do this using Cascade Style Sheet or CSS, right? So actually CSS means the Cascade Style Sheets. So this is the styling language, right? So which means here by using CSS we can describe or the define the style of the HTML document. Style means the formatting, basically the presentation, the formatting, simply we call formatting, right? So which means how HTML elements should be displayed, right? And the CSS can be used to separate of presentation and content of the HTML document. So which means we can define this formatting as a separate document. We call separate style sheet, right? So actually, we can add this CSS code or CSS style sheet or syntax in three different ways. We call inline. So we can use the CSS code within the HTML elements, and we can use the internal method, which means we can use the style tag within the header section of the HTML document, or we can define these styles or this style syntax as a separate style sheet. So let's see one by one, right? So in inline styling, right? Inline styling, inline means we can see inline means we can use CSS syntax within the HTML element, right? So for example, uh, we use the alignment attribute like this, right? So here we use alignment attribute. So this is HTML attribute. So I'll take the same source code, right? So I'll say this on say CSS, right? So here I'm going to compare this, right? So this is first web page using CSS. So therefore I just save this one as a formatting one.html, right? It doesn't matter. You can use any name, right? So here, I use HTML attributes, alignment and background color. There are a number of attributes, right? So we can assign the value, right? So there is an attribute called CSS, so style. So without this alignment, I can define the attribute called style. So within the style attribute, we can define CSS syntax, right? CSS syntax means basically a formatting, right? Formatting, right? So if you want to set the color for the font text, there's an attribute called color, right? And here we can assign the value. right? The special thing is if it is a HTML, so we use attribute equal, then we assign a value. But in here, yeah, we can see. So for example, in here, I'll do another formatting for now. I just remove all the formatting, right? So for the time being, just I remove all the formatting. Now you can see, yeah, this is formatting. Sorry, this is formatting. I have saved this one within the CSS. Yeah, now this is a raw web page, so there is no format. There's no any formatting in here, right? Okay, now I'm going to do the formatting. So text formatting for this, say, for this heading, right? Okay, I'll take the level 1 heading. So if you want to do the formatting, so here I have to use the font tag font, right? And here I have to use set the color, font color, right? Here we can assign the font color, say blue. Blue is the font color. So here I apply this font formatting for the level 1 heading. Okay, right? So here I apply the font formatting for the level 1 heading. Right? So I use the font tag, right? So for the time being, just I use, yeah. So within the font tag, I set the color, right? Okay, just formatting one. Yeah, it has been formatted, right? So I can do the same thing using CSS. Using CSS. So assume now this is also in basic science, which is also in level 1 for the time being. No, just yeah, yeah. Just set this is a level 1. So this is level 1 heading, right? Which is not formatted. Right? This is also level 1 heading, which is not formatted. So I can do the same thing using CSS, right? So when you use the CSS, there is an attribute called style, right? So inside the style tag, I can define CSS syntax. So here I'm going to set the color, font color, right? So there's attribute called color. So here we can set the value blue. Just you can look at. So in HTML, the attribute and the value. Value is assigned by using the assign symbol within double quotation. But in here, value is assigned by using the colon and the value. So that is the difference within double quotation. So here the color is attribute, the color name is same. But in here, I told you that if it is attribute, there should be a value, right? So if you say just color without value, it won't be formatted, right? So we have to assign the value for the attribute. So always attribute is with the value. That's a pair, right? Value and attribute and value. So here also attribute should have a value, right? So here value is assigned by using the equal symbol, equal, or we call assign. Then within double quotation, we have to define the value. But in here, within quotation, by using the quotation, here we don't need to put double quotation. So here the double quotation is there, but double quotation is used for the style attribute, not for the value, right? Now you can see the same thing can be done using style, right? Style, right? So we can use this same method for the H1 as well in here. Then we don't need the HTML text, right? So within the HTML, so this is called inline styling, inline, right? So within the HTML syntax, so I use inline CSS. So here I use inline formatting for the HTML tags, right? So here H1, so this is H1. The same thing can be applied to the H2 as well. Right? So here we can assign the different color, just say green, right? Like this, we can set a different color, right? So if it is paragraph, there are a number of alignments. So if it is paragraph, we can set say style and within colon, so we can say color. Color is says red. And if there are two attributes, say color with say font, say font families, say Arial or say Garaman, right? Or just say Arial, right? So if there are two attributes, more than one attribute, so those two attributes should be separate by this kind of a semicolon, right? So this is for the first paragraph. Now you can see, right? First paragraph, which is in Arial format, text format. Or now this is not aligned. This is not aligned. So there's a break tag. That's why it contained with these two lines. So if you want, you can just remove this break tag. I think there will be a break tag. So that's the reason, right? So yeah, probably. So I remove this fine next, and I remove this break tag. Now I have only one paragraph here, right? You can see that. So I'm not interested with this text, right? Now you can see. Now this is not aligned. This is not aligned. So by default, this is left aligned. If you want to, you can just say within the style, we can align. Usually we call align text, or we call, I think, text align, text align, text align. So here we can say justify, right? The alignment is justified. That's it, right? Okay, now you can see, yeah, this is justified align. So this is for this particular paragraph. Then if you want to apply the same formatting for the next paragraph, I have to repeat same style for this one. I have to write the style for the next paragraph as well. Now, both headings are formatted as well as both paragraphs are formatted. Okay. Have you got that? Did you understand how to format paragraph headings using CSS? Yes. Did you understand? Have you got that? Quickly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How to format using CSS. So actually, this is the basic one. So this is called inline. Inline. The same line, we use the CSS syntax. So usually we are not going to use this, right? So this is say format in two, right? So I'm going to do the same thing in different way, right? So now you can see. So if there are two paragraphs, so I have to repeat the same thing. Assume there is another heading with another paragraph, right? So there's another heading with another paragraph, right? So what we have to do, we have to repeat the same thing for the next paragraph as well, right? So that is not efficient, right? So that is not efficient, right? So that is possible, but that is not efficient, right? So assume there's another paragraph called, say, nursing, right? Nursing. So if you use the same method, so say there is another paragraph called nursing for the nursing department. So just I insert paragraph. So I'm not interested in this text, right? So here, now this is for nursing. Yeah, say Department of Nursing, right? So now assume all line level 2 heading. So this is H2, say H2, say Department of Nursing, right? So this is level 2, and say this is also level 2, right? Say this is also level 2, and just a introduction, say this is a level, say, no, anywhere, right? Say level 3, introduction is level 3. So I want to apply, say this is for the main title blue, green is H3, say blue, not blue. So this is here I use, say, color codes, right? Say CC 00 CC, right? So this is for H2. So I want to apply the same formatting for the H2, like this. Now, and this is for paragraph. So all the paragraphs are in, say, red color, right? So now this is formatting 2, right? So I just change this address. So this is the second page. Okay. Now you can see. Now, yeah. Is it okay? This one? Nothing special, right? So I apply some formatting, right? Same attributes with different values, right? Okay. So actually, here this is not efficient because here the same formatting for the H2, here also same formatting for the H2, right? But assume there are a number of department, number of level 2 headings will be there, right? So then I have to repeat the same thing again and again, right? So here it may be a font family, right? So then we can assign font family other than the Arial. Let's say another one, right? Say another font. Uh, then I have to repeat the same thing. So let's take some font styles, right? So there are a number of fonts, right? Just for the time being, I'll take one of them. Uh, say this one, right? Okay. So how can we do this efficiently, right? In efficient manner. Okay, I use this font family for the H2. For the H2, I use say font family like this. So there are two attributes I have to separate by semicolon, right? Okay, like this, right? Okay, now I'm going to use internal CSS. Internal CSS. How to use the internal CSS? In header section of my web page, so I can insert a tag called style tag. So within the style tag, I can define CSS formatting. So how can we define the CSS formatting? So we have to use HTML elements. So for example, if you want to format the level 1 heading, H1, right? So in here, I specify level 1 heading, and within curly bracket, I can define the CSS formatting, right? So if I want to change the color, just I set color, then I can assign the value blue. So if we want to set the font family, I can assign font family. Here we can set any font, right? So just for the time being, I just set say one of the fonts, say anyone, right? Just I take some font from the text document, right? So here we can set the font family and colon, and we can set the name of the font family, right? So it be any font, right? Yeah, let's take this one. Yeah, I'll set this is my font family for the level 1, right? Okay, so end of the value we can set we can insert the semicolon, right? So which will actually this is help to separate two different attributes, right? Okay, now I can remove this one. I can just remove H1. H1 format has been removed, right? So this is formatting 2. Now you can see, okay, just there may be some error, colon. Yeah, yeah. So if there is a error, something like this, so actually the reason is here I couldn't close this style tag. Now you can see the same thing has been there, right? So if you want, I can just remove this, right? I'll remove all the formatting. Right? So then I'll show you how to do the same thing using this, right? Right. So I just remove all the formatting, right? And do the same thing. Let's try to do the same thing like this, right? Okay. Now this is a formatting to web page, right? You can see this is no, this is formatting 1, right? This is formatting 1. It has been formatted, right? So I'm going to do the same thing for the formatting 2. Same web page with different formatting. Now this is not formatted. This is formatted only for the H1. So I can do the formatting for the H2. Just say H2, right? For the H2, I can define the color. Just say color, right? So if you want, you can set the color like this. So yeah, like this, just as a previous color, just say like this. Yeah, color. Then font family, right? I just say yeah, I'll take say Calibri or just anyone, right? Yeah, this one, right? Font family is say this is my font family H2. This is for H2. So this is format in 2. Now you can see both. So here we have 2. If there is another heading, which is also formatted, right? So because in style tag, so let's say Department of say Radiography, like this. So this is level 2, right? So here I insert another heading, which is in level 2 heading. And here I have already formatted level 2. Then the already set formatting has been applied without worrying this, right? So here H1 and H2. Assume there's another level called H3, H3, right? So if you want, if you need a different formatting for the H3, so I can define another formatting block. So this is like this, right? So, but if you want to apply the same formatting for the H3 as H2, so what I want to do, I want to apply the same formatting for the H3, right? Same as H2, right? So I want to apply the same formatting for the H3. Then here we can define along with the H2, I can define the H3, right? So here we can define same formatting for the two different elements like this. Now you can see. So this is the only difference between these two is a level, right? And the colors and font family both are not only both. So we can set, say, if you want, we can align this, right? Say text align, right? So if you want, we can align, say, center line, right? Say level 2 and 3 are center line like this. Or we can align only H1 like this. Now alignment removed from H1 and H2 like this, right? So likewise, we can do anything by using, yeah. Now you can see, you can notice one particular thing. So here the H1 is not aligned. Here we define the text align, but which is not as applied, right? It has not been applied because here there are two formatting, font family and text align. Those are not separated by using the semicolon. Here at the end of the second formatting, I have to use the semicolon, right? So then only the CSS can differentiate these two are two different formatting. Now you can see it's been applied, right? So likewise, we can define the formatting. So now we can define the formatting for the paragraph. Still the paragraphs has not been formatted, right? So this is not formatted, H2. So here, this is not formatted, H2, right? So this one is also not formatted. So how can we format this? We can use the paragraph tag. So here we can define the set color. So if you want, you can set the color, right? Say color is say 00 CC00, right? And the font family, just font family, say Calibri, right? And we can align, we can justify the line, say justify. Likewise, here we can do lots of things like this, right? Say it's not suitable, right? Okay, like this, right? So likewise, we can do the formatting using CSS. So this is called internal CSS. Internal. Here this is called inline CSS. Inline CSS, which is not efficient because so if you want to do the formatting for the paragraph, we have to write the same style or same CSS styling for all the p tags or paragraph within all the paragraph tags. We have to repeat the same thing again and again. Even H1 we have to repeat. H2 we have to repeat, right? But in here we don't need to repeat. Just we can define those formatting as separate blocks, right? So those blocks can be defined for even one particular element or for a number of what we call group of elements, right? Okay. Now have you got that? Did you understand? Did you understand what we have done? Others? Yes. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
What about others? Is it okay? Okay. So now assume Yeah, I'll take another paragraph, right? So I'll take another paragraph that is for Department of Radiography and Radiotherapy, right? I'll take some, yeah, just take some text from the internet. Yeah, okay. Okay, I insert another text for this department, right? Yeah, this one, right? So for the time being, I'll just take some text from the internet and insert to the paragraph like this, right? So this is for, yeah, B. Yeah, okay. Now, now what I want to do, right? So I'll save this same file as say formatting 3, formatting 3. So I'll just open it. Okay, same web page, right? Now assume now I want to apply this same formatting, say text color uh, and the text font type for this particular division. This particular division, I want to apply one particular format for this particular division. Division means uh, this particular heading as well as paragraph, this particular heading as well as paragraph. So I want to apply the same formatting for these two paragraphs along with these two headings, right? So how can you do that? So now what I have done, right? So here I apply the formatting based on the element, right? So all H2, the level 2 headings are in one particular format, whereas these two paragraphs are in another format, right? Now what I want to do, I want to apply same formatting for this section we call division. In HTML, we call this is division. So in order to do that, there's a tag called division tag, right? Division tag, right? So in CSS, there's a tag called division, right? So before come to the external style, I'll define this division tag, right? So I think that's useful. Yeah, here. In that case, we can use some kind of a class, right? So in order to define this division, we call the actual divisions of the block elements, right? Block elements. So we use the group of selectors like this H1, H2, P, right? Same formatting for a set of elements. So here there's a concept called HTML block elements, right? So in block level, that block may contain say division. Division contain the headings, the paragraph, and forms. All those stuff possible, right? So this is how we define the division. Actually, division is some kind of a container in HTML element. And here the attributes are not required, but here we can define the division as a class, common class, like this. So even we can use the internal styles as well, all right? Or we can define this division as another block, another block. Now just take, right? So here the divisions are, say faculty is division, right? So here we can use the dot symbol to define this, just say. So I'll define these two. So let's say these two are separate. Yeah. Let's take these are departments. This is also department. So just say this is basic department. So these are the departments which are offered degree programs, right? This is count for all, right? So I'll define say tag or another formatting block called departments, right? So that is called a class. Class means the common formatting. So this is how we define that. We have to use the dot symbol, say department, right? Or just say depart or D or department. In simple, I call it say dip short form. And here I define separate formatting, right? Say a color. So I'll define another color, right? Say just almost say red color, right? Say RGB, blue, red. Yeah. So just set FFE, just say E 0000. Just say CC. another color, different color, right? Say font family, different font family, right? Just say the different font family for this, right? So just I say check one of the font, just say this one. So I'll take this font. Font family is this, and just say and you have to use the semicolon and just say text alignment, say center. Okay. Now what I want to do, still this is format in 3, which is not applied, right? You can see this is not applied format in 3. So I can apply this particular formatting for a specific division, right? So I'm going to apply this formatting for this division, right? Starting from nursing. So how can we apply this? So here I can use the division tag, div tag. We call division tag, division. And here the class, so division class, or we can say division ID, right? Here division class is the faculty. So in this case, division, say class is department, depth, right? So this is one particular division, right? So I close the division tag, div tag. Now you can see, right? Yeah, this formatting applied to the this particular division, right? Division. Now you can see these headings are centered aligned, and the colors are not that much of different, right? So here, because the thing is here H2 and these two are already formatted, right? So here division, right? So this is how we apply applied formatting for a particular division, right? So if you remove this, you can see, yeah. If you remove this, now you can see, yeah, the same. But in we can apply this formatting for the division, right? Say this is say something different, right? Say FF font family, say just say different font, say Calibri. Both paragraphs are Calibri, no? Just say Arial, and yeah. So this is how we apply. So within the division tag, div tag, you can set class. Class is department, just short form dep, right? So whatever class name used at the beginning, we have to apply that dep, right? Sorry, here clause in division tag, right? Okay, now you can see, right? So likewise, we can apply, we can set formatting for a specific divisions as well. Have you got that? Yes or no? Did you understand how to apply formatting for the a specific division? Yes, if you are, did you understand? Yes, or is it required to explain again? Yeah, one says yes. What about others? How to use the division tag? How to use a division tag? Actually, in addition to that, if you want, you can use the background color, borders, all those things are possible, right? So just I teach the concept, just I explain the concept. So if you want, you can set the background color, say yellow, and border for this particular division, right? Like this. Now you can see this is the background color, yellow, right? And the border, if you want, you can set the border as well, right? Okay. What about others? Did you understand? Here I said the border, solid border, or it may be a dash, right? I think there's a uh, dotted dotted, dotted border. Likewise, there are a number of styles. So I apply this particular formatting, right? Only for the this particular division, like this, right? Say this is a CC, 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 right? Like this, I can do the formatting, right? Okay, now did you understand this? What about others?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now actually when we are setting this kind of formatting, now the header part of the web page. So this is growing, right? This is growing, right? Now this is my content. So this is formatting, right? So now, this is smaller web page, right? So here we have limited content, right? So we have two, three paragraphs with headings, right? So, but when you are inserting more and more content to the body section, right? Probably header part or the especially style part will be growing, right? So that is not efficient. So therefore, what we can do, we can define these styles in a separate document, right? So now just I save this one as for formatting 4. So what can I do? I can remove this formatting, right? So I just remove this formatting, right? And I take another sheet and I insert all those styles, right? All those styles or CSS syntax as a separate document or separate file. So that is uh, 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 defined as a style sheet. So here define the style sheet. So just say this is no need to use the same file name. Say the formatting.css, formatting uh, 4, right? So no need to use the same name, right? So for the reference, for my reference, I use say formatting 4, or you can use anyone, right? So it's a display or something like that, right? So it may say uh, this is for just a formatting, that's why I use format, right? Say display.css. So this is the file name, but this file is not HTML file. This is CSS file, display.css. Save this, right? Display.css. So this is my CSS file. Now you can see all the CSS formattings are included in here. Now we don't have CSS formatting here. This is formatting 4, right? So here I insert this one formatting, right? So now this is not formatted, right? So this is formatting 3, which has been formatted using internal CSS, right? So this is formatting 3 .html, right? Think you remember that this is formatting 3, this one. Now the latest one is formatting 4, which is not formatted using internal CSS. So this is internal CSS, but in here we don't have internal CSS. Here I'm not. Here I'm going to use external CSS. External CSS means CSS files defined in external. So this is my external CSS file, display.css. Right? Still, this is not formatted, which means this CSS file is not linked with this web page. Now let's see how to link this, right? How to link this, right? So there's a tag called link, right? So here the relationship, relationship is style sheet, right? So we call text, or we can say style sheet, right? So that is the relationship. So where it is, so the reference, this is the reference. Reference means display.css, display.css, right? Now you can see once it link with my HTML source code, it has been formatted, right? So if it is not linked, right? So if you remove this link page, save this, it is not formatted, right? So all the formattings are defined in a CSS file. So that file should be linked with my web page, right? So this is called external CSS. External CSS. Okay, now did you understand that? What about this external CSS? Is it okay? Did you understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
Sorry?
Sir, can
Yes,
you
sir.
explain?
Okay. one says the explain again. So what I have done, right? So what about this one? Is it okay? This was internal CSS. All the HTML elements are there. Number of elements are there, right? So headings are there, paragraphs are there, and here I have a special division, right? So therefore we use the division tag, right? So in style tag within the header section, I define all the formattings, right? So here these are for the HTML elements. So this is for the division. Actually, this is one particular block which is labeled by department, right? So actually this is called class, right? So usually class is defined using dot symbol starting from dot and the name, right? So here I import that class, then this formatting is applied for this particular division, right? All other defined formattings are applied for these texts, right? So that is called internal CSS. Have you got that? Did you
Yes, sir,
understand that?
it's so.
Okay. Now, when you are inserting, so when drawing this web page, right? So you have to insert more and more elements, more and more HTML elements, and it may be images. All those things are possible, right? So in that case, this style part or style tag also growing, right? So this is growing, right? So then that is not efficient, right? That kind of web page, right? So therefore, what I have done, I remove this formatting. I just remove this formatting and I place that all those formatting in a separate file, right? So no need to use the style tag here because I have saved this file as a style or CSS file. Here you can see display.css. This is the file, right? So that's why I don't use the style tag. So here I use the style tag. Within the style tag, I define all the formatting. But in this file, I don't use the style tag because I save this file as a style file, CSS, cascade style. You can say display.css. So that is this file name, right? So since this is a CSS file, we don't need to insert style tag, right? So that's why style tag is not there. So once I define this file, which is not automatically linked with this one, right? So now this is external, just say this is my web page, which is not formatted. What I have to do, I have to link this form CSS file. Actually, this file is also saved in the same directory, this folder, this display.css. So here I insert the relationship. Actually, I link my CSS file with this format in 4.html. Right. So here, how can I link it? There's a tag called link, and what is that file? Style sheet. Then I have to link that file by using the name of the file, right? So once I link that, you can see that formattings has been applied to the web page, right? All the formattings are applied to the web page. Now, have you got that? Did you
Yes,
understand?
sir.
What about others? Just hands up those who have got the idea. Hands up those who get that idea. Then I can have a idea about this section, right? What about others?
Sir, if we have to save the, if we have to write file name as display.css.
No. You can use any name, right? So just but we have to save this one as a CSS file. So if you want to save, say any name, just say anyone, right? Say HS or not HS, so formatting or any file name, right? So
Okay,
I'll
sir.
use say DD, but its extension should be CSS. Should be saved as CSS file. D, dd.css. My file name is dd. File extension should be CSS, right? By the way, I save within the same directory, right? So if you save in a subdirectory like this, say, if you want, you can set format or anyone, right? Say web format. So now this is saved within the subfolder, right? So web format. My file name is dd.css, right? Then I have to link, I have to provide that particular reference, right? Say my folder is web format, format slash my file name dd.css, right? So this is dd.css. I include some other formattings, right? So if you want to format, say there are some formattings, right? Say a border with background color in say light gray. I said say background color is light gray, right? So I just change this, right? Then I can realize whether it has been linked, right? So this is my dd file, right? dd dotted black, not black. I just say red, not red, just say blue, right? Say 00. This is the border color, right? 0000FF, right? So light gray, border color is red. And there are some other formattings as well, right? You can see the, if you want, you can set the padding, margins, right? So all those formattings are possible, right? And yeah, like this, right? So this is my dd.css, and I link that with the web format dd.css, and now you can refresh. Now you can see here gray in background color, and the border color is blue, right? So if you want, you can just change the border color, say red, and check it, right? If it's an, if it's a success, should be changed, right? Okay, now hands up those who got the idea. This one. Yeah, there are some other formattings as well. So if you want, you can curve this border, right? So if you want, you can curve this border. There's a option called border radius, right? So once if you define the border, we can define the border radius. Then it will be curved like this. You can have curve. So if you want to more curve, then we can define curve like this, right? Like this, right? So likewise, we can define this, right? So you can have much more formattings, right? Okay, so that's about the CSS. There are a number of, there are much more CSS formattings and some attributes, values, right? So I'll upload this material uh, to, to the faculty LMS so that you can use this, right? And yeah, yeah. So I think the last time we discussed the form, HTML forms, no? I think, yeah, this one, no? We discussed the HTML forms, checkboxes, submit, yeah. So when you define this HTML form, you have to align this. You have to align this, right? I think I couldn't explain that alignment part, right? So yeah, we discussed the HTML form, but we couldn't discuss the what you call that alignment, right? Alignment, right? So let's see how to define the alignment part, right? Advanced, yeah, this one, form, right? So I asked you to do that. So we can align these elements using a table, right? So I'll just say I save the same one as say form two, say form two .html, right? So how can we align this, especially at the exam, no, not only exam, right? So when you define this kind of form, you have to align this, right? So how to align this by just looking at this, you can see here. So if you want to, we can align this like this, right? So we can define a table like this, right? And here we can have number of table rows. And for this part, we can insert labels. And for this part, we can use these controllers. It may be text box, calendar, radio buttons, and drop-down list, text area, checkboxes like this. So try to do that. Try to do that. Then at the practical session, we will discuss that, right? And one more thing, how to use this CSS for navigations. So that's another separate section called what you call that responsive web design. Responsive web design, which means now you know. So once if you define or what you call design a web page, it may be accessed through the laptops, or it may be a PC, or it may be a mobile phone, right? So we have to design the web pages so that user can access this web page through any device, right? That means there are number various devices, right? So we have to use this responsive web design in order to achieve that, right? So this is not a program, but this is some kind of a JavaScript scripting with CSS, right? So we can use the CSS, right, to do that, right? I just explained one example, right? So for example, now this is a ITSend web page. This ITSend web page. So if you access this one through the mobile phones, we cannot have this kind of a navigation bar, right? So I think you may realize this. You have some experience with this. When you browse in the internet, when you access the web page through your smartphone, right, or tab, right? So especially we don't have this kind of a navigation, right? So we have this kind of a option, right? So in order to design your web page like this, right? So especially you can't what you call scroll your web page through in horizontal direction, right? But it is possible to scroll your web page in vertical direction, right? So in order to do that, there's a query called CSS media query. So I just explained this, not going to demonstrate right now. The practical classes will do that, right? So there's a query called media query, right? So by using this media query, we can define the maximum width of the screen, right? So once this is what you call false, then we can define another format in order to display our web page, right? So likewise, we can define yeah, like this, right? So we can design our web page. It will be able to access or browse through any device, be a laptop, or it may be a mobile phone, or it may be a tab, right? Or it may be another device, right? So we can have a separate division tags, right? So now we have already discussed the basics for this, right? So we can have two divisions like this, right? And those two division can be defined like this, right? So by using the percentages, those things can be defined, right? So we'll see these things in practical classes, right? So yeah, I want to yeah, one more thing. Usually, when you define the web page, yeah, this one. So this is the general format, right? So at the top of the web page, we have a header section, and then we can have a navigation bar, and here we can have a content, and the content can be divided into two frame, and these are optional actually. So if you want, we can have only one content, and bottom of the web page we can have a footer section, header, navigation bar, then the content, right? So it can be it may be one column, right? So here we have three column, right? So if you want, we can have much more columns, but usually we can have one column, or we can have two or three columns. And at the bottom of the web page, we have to have a footer, right? So this is the general format. This is general format. So actually, at the class, at the practical classes, we will design this kind of website, right? Okay, I think yeah, just you can yeah. So this is our IT Center web page. You can see that format is there, right? So even in your faculty website, right? So that we format has been preserved, right? So this is the header section. If you visit to any, yeah, the home page, right? So at the bottom of the home page, you can see this is the footer. This is the footer. So this is the header section. Header section. So this is navigation bar, right? So that is the so if you visit to any web page, in any page, you can see. So this is a header. So this is the content, and at the bottom of the web page, we have a footer, right? So in any web page, in website, should be preserve this format: header, navigation bar, and then footer, right? So likewise, we can design and develop the web pages, right, by using this particular format, right? Okay, so at the practical session, we'll see how to do this, right? So I'll upload this recording as well as this material. So then you can practice these things, right? So you can practice these things. And when you come to the practical sessions, please, before come to the practical sessions, at least try to do what I have demonstrated, right? Okay, I think the session is clear. Yes. What do you think about? Have you got something? Did you understand? Or nothing? Yes. Yes or no? Did you understand? Or
Yes, sir.
what about once? Did you watch the last video? I have uploaded the recording. Okay, I'll upload this recording as well. You can just practice these formattings, how to use CSS formatting. Okay, then I will see at the with the next session, right? Okay.
Sir, I have done.
Sorry.
Sir, can we download the Office package in from University email for free?
I think there is a provide by in faculty wise. So we are from the IT center. You can ask from your faculty admin. I think they provide what you call that G Suite accounts, right? Through the G Suite account, you can access the Office 365. I think that's the option. I don't know what about the current situation in your faculty. That is one option, as I know. So you can contact your faculty administrator. So have you got the G Suite account, Google accounts? Have you got the G Suite Gmail accounts from the faculty? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Once if you have that account, I think through that account, through the your G Suite account, you will be able to access the 365, Office 365. Uh, we don't know what is the faculty arrangement. Just contact your faculty administrator, and think you know the situation, the current situation. Okay. Okay. Then thank you very much.